We are live. All right. Cole, Rex, how you guys doing?
Doing good. How about you?
Doing good, doing good. Hey, I've got a sports goal. You didn't answer. Honestly, I don't really care. I guess you missed the opportunity.
Honestly, it's just
okay.
What a nightmare this is.
Sports hypothetical.
Hey, we like the positivity to start, Cole.
I know. We got old Sunshine and Daisy over here. Jeez. All right. You could only go to one sporting event live for the rest of your life. You can only go to one. Which one are you going to?
One singular event.
One singular event.
UFC.
Hey, Kat.
Hi.
UFC.
Okay, so let me clarify, Rex. I'm sorry. Let me clarify. You can go, like if Cole says Super Bowl, you can go to all the Super Bowls. But that's the only sporting event he can go to.
Oh, I can't even go to regular season games?
No.
I can't even go to a regular season game?
No.
So, like, I could just choose week 14 NFL games and then only go to week 14?
Correct.
What the heck? Okay.
Well, it would be.
But if I choose UFC, I can go to all the fight cards, right? I can go to every main event that they have, every big fight card that they have.
Every big, yes. Every big fight.
Every Saturday night fight card where title fights, I can go to all those, right?
Yes, you can go to all those, but you can go to no other sporting event. That's it. You have UFC, that's it.
This might be prisoner of the moment, but I think
I don't know.
hockey. I
don't go to sporting events now.
Cole, you just said hockey? So like Stanley Cup? Now keep in mind, if your team's not in it. Like,
exactly. I'm only interested in the Penguins, so that's just where I'm saying I'm not picking the Stanley Cup because that happens once every 30 years.
Why don't you choose a sport that you're more broadly interested in then?
Why would I want to go to something I'm broadly interested in? I want to go to something that I've.
Good point, dude. Good point.
So mine.
I'm sticking to UFC. I want to hear yours though, Dylan.
Okay, I'm going the Masters. If I could go to the Masters every year for golf,
that's a good one.
I'm doing that. More than the Super Bowl. What do you think?
That's a good one.
I wonder what the average person, I guess, would say. I mean,
honestly, I'm thinking Stanley Cup Finals.
Probably Super Bowl's up
first round. Stanley Cup playoffs. First round. That's my answer. That sounds really bad.
That's what the average person would do? That's what you would do, not what the average person would do.
No, that's what I would do.
Okay, yeah, that's what Cole would do. Okay, yeah. Maybe in like Canada or Russia, that's what the average person would do. Go to the first round of the hockey.
I don't know, man. I mean, that's because that's like
definitely in America. They're going Super Bowl.
Yeah.
If it's international, they're doing the World Cup.
Yep, I agree, Rex.
I get the whole series or just?
No, you get the whole. You said first round of. You get the whole Rangers Penguins right now. The whole series.
Yeah, I would do that. But I'm not going to New York. That's the thing. I only get a few games at home. Crap.
Well,
so you're just gonna use most of the tickets. Maybe you could sell the tickets for the tickets. You could just sell them.
I'm shocked you didn't say. I mean, I guess
Steelers training camp.
Yeah.
NFL.
A good segue because I'm shocked Cole didn't say NFL draft, which is a good segue.
The draft? Are you kidding? Why would I choose to go to the draft?
What do you even watch at the draft? Like, why are they there?
That's a good question, Rex.
I don't get what people do at the draft. I think they just drink.
Those idiots.
But
I mean,
what do you watch?
Those guys that go to the draft. I mean, they don't even know hardly what sport they're going to for the draft. What sports drafting? I mean, they showed.
You mean the fans or the like?
The fans that go there. They all live in Vegas or whatever. They were when I was watching on Saturday. I think it was the last day. They pull up some Patriots fan that's in the crowd, and he's like, holding up his shirt. He's like, look at this, 6 Super Bowls, most ever. No other team has 6 Super Bowls. I'm like, I mean, I guess only one other team does.
Yeah, it's not correct. It's not
correct, but it's just dumb. They don't know anything. I don't know. It's be a waste of time.
Well,
anyway. You see them all cheer when the name gets picked.
I think they just
probably don't even know who the player is.
No, see, I'm against you, Cole.
But they boo Goodell. They do boo Goodell.
Yes. I think the fans. I think it's awesome when a team makes a pick and then it flashes to the team's fans.
And they're all just like, yeah. They have no idea who it is.
sometimes they're booming.
But wasn't there one? Which one got booed? Wasn't there a big one that got
Any
booed
Browns
not too
pick.
long ago?
Any Browns pick.
Yeah, the Browns picks always get booed.
The Jets get booed a lot, although they had a good draft. The Jets get booed a lot. The Browns get booed a lot. It's a good segue. Any thoughts of the draft? What are some thoughts? Who are the biggest winners, losers from the draft? Cole, I think you have to share your story. I think you have to,
Let's hear it. I haven't heard this yet.
Well, no. Just Cole, who did you want to go in? Give us your day maybe before the draft and then day after the draft. Like explain it and then let us know how you're feeling about the draft.
So honestly, I was in the camp of I would have preferred they didn't take a quarterback, but I was also fine.
Who is they?
Malik Willis.
For those listening, Cole,
perspective.
Cole diehard and Rex. I'm with two diehard Steelers fans. Cole
that disagree with each other on everything.
that really, if they were GMs, would run the franchise in complete opposite.
I mean,
direction.
Rex would be 0-16. We'd be in the ground every year.
No, you would be 8-8 for the next 30 years. I would go like 2-14. I would go 2
first every year,
and then eventually I would go freaking 16-1 and win a Super Bowl again. Mediocrity is the worst thing you can do.
Okay.
So
anyway,
Rex, you're in the camp. You're in the camp. If you want to be successful, you got to tank and get the great pick, and then set yourself up. Like, if there's that once in a generation quarterback, I mean, who would it be? Like a Joe Burrow. I mean, look at the Bengals.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't tank intentionally because that's a losing mentality. I would never want to have a losing mentality. I want the coach to try to win every single game that they play. But I also understand that some years you can't put together that good of a roster. So if that year ends up with 3 or 4 wins, that's not the worst thing ever. I would rather have a few years of 3 to 4 wins and then get those right young players and do other good free agent signings on the side. And then, after 3 years, actually have those really good years and win the Super Bowl. Instead of just be 8-8 every year and then be like, oh, our head coach has never had a losing season. That's amazing.
So that's some shade right there at Tomlin. Are you a Tomlin guy?
I like Tomlin too. I'd never fire Tomlin. I like Tomlin, but I'm just tired of everyone throwing that stat out like it's impressive.
Yeah. I mean, I will say though, it's not just that he's been mediocre. Like, I mean, the guy, like the Steelers have been great.
Oh no.
I mean, I agree
with
you
you
on that.
Stat, if I was Tomlin, say I'm Tomlin, I'm literally calling ESPN like, hey, stop putting that stat up. That's freaking stupid. I don't care about going above 8-8 every year. That's not my goal. Like, even if I'm Tomlin, I'm like, that's not what I want my legacy to be. Just a guy that never went below 500. I want to be the guy that won Super Bowls, that more aviators, dude, players coach, all that stuff.
I don't think his
coach out there.
I don't think his legacy is anywhere near the over 500 record. I don't really think when people think of Mike Tomlin, they think, oh, he's never had a losing season. I think they think of the things that you just said: the Super Bowl, the players coach, like the great
aviators,
the aviators. Yeah, Tomlin. I mean, is he a top 5 coach in the NFL? Is he top?
Yeah, just because of consistency.
I mean, I think he is.
It's close. He's definitely top 10.
I mean, top 5. I mean, who do we got?
You're gonna call me dumb, but I'm taking McVay over him. I'm taking Belichick over him.
Oh gosh, you're not taking McVay over Tomlin.
I am.
That's crazy.
I'm thinking about taking Shanahan over him. Probably not though.
No, I wouldn't take Shanahan either. I wouldn't take Shanahan over him. McVay is just. I mean, McVay's a fun coach, but he just got Stafford. I mean, he just, like.
All right. Are we talking about Tomlin? Because I mean, I could talk about Tomlin for a while.
No. Well, I mean, I don't want you to talk about Tomlin for a while. I'm just asking, is he a top 5 coach? And now you're saying he's definitely top 10. Let's think. Who else? Okay, Belichick for sure.
Yeah.
That's easy.
That's easy. I mean, that's
I'm taking McVay. He's been to the Super Bowl 2 times in like 5 seasons and has won 1. And he's just like
Carroll?
One of the smartest. No, I'd rather have Tomlin than Carroll.
So dude, McVay's better than, you think McVay's better than Carroll?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Honestly, I don't love Carroll, dude. He's never recovered from the interception in the Super Bowl. You got beast mode. You throw the ball. That's one of the worst things of all time.
I like
Carroll's never recovered from that. That's why Wilson left.
Creativity aspect of these young coaches. That's what I think Tomlin's missing. But there's a lot to love with Tomlin. I love the way how consistent he is, the way he handles himself off the field. You never have to worry about him saying something dumb. I mean, he's just like the perfect example, and the players love him.
Yeah.
He's just like the ultimate example of consistency. But he just, like Rex said, I mean, it's frustrating when you go 8 to 10 wins every year, and I mean, we haven't won anything for the last 6 or 7 years. So he's a really good coach.
It's been a decade.
Well, since they won a playoff game, even it's been what, 5 years, 6 years.
Oh, it's been that long? Wow, I didn't know it was that long for a playoff win. Yeah. That's the thing. I think he's probably the best coach in that division, at least, though, right? I mean, I don't know if Stefanski's actually
he and
that
Harbaugh
good.
are very close. I
John
think I'd take
Harbaugh.
Tomlin.
I think I would take John.
You're taking Harbaugh above Tomlin?
I'm taking Harbaugh above Tomlin. I will say that.
This is a whole new discussion, but
So
this
you
whole
like
crap
two-
with the
you
2-point
like 2
conversion
yards
stuff
going for it?
lost me. I know that's a whole new
That's
thing.
what I was about. Yeah.
The what? The
The
what?
2-point conversion thing where he lost him like 3 games last year because he wanted to go
Yeah.
for 2 for the win.
Yeah.
You were the one that was on board with that last year. You're like, oh,
No,
that's a great
I
idea.
thought, I mean, the analytics. If you can, the analytics say it's a great play. So,
We're all over the place right now. We got 3.
Well, what they did, they started watching that video about that high school coach that goes for it on every 4th down. That's what happened. Someone sent that tape out to all the NFL teams, and they decided to just do it.
And that
they were all going for 4th down. They were all going for 2-point conversions.
He just copied his son, who's probably playing Madden and never punted on 4th down or something like that.
All right, who else are we missing? Coaches.
I mean, I'll be honest. It's a revolving door nowadays. So there's not what about, LaFleur and Green
Sean
Bay?
Payton was up there. He's gone now. So, I mean, Tomlin moved up a spot there probably.
I mean, what about LaFleur? Green Bay.
I think he's done a really good job.
I think Rodgers carries him. Rodgers is so good.
Rodgers is not as good as we think he is. So
I just had to say that comment, but I don't think LaFleur's anything special.
Okay.
Dude, he's had he's had a 13-win season every year he's been the head coach. Mike McCarthy, Mike McCarthy wasn't doing that.
I think it's just 2.
Hey, what about? Hey, I keep
for 2 years in a row he's had 13-win season.
I mean, guys, we're forgetting. Gosh,
Andy Reid. I'm
yeah,
taking Andy Reid over Tomlin.
Yeah, I would too. I would say Andy Reid is probably. Is it wrong of me to say Belichick and then Reid? I mean,
no.
I feel like that's.
How many Super Bowls does Andy Reid have?
2?
2?
No, he has one.
He won one with Philly. He won one with Philly, right? Yeah. And then he won one with Kansas
No,
City.
that was the other guy. That was Doug Peterson who won it in Philly.
I'm pretty sure.
No, he is.
Doug Peterson won in Philly with Nick Foles. Andy Reid was gone.
Yeah, that is.
Andy Reid's only won 1, and he can thank Pat Mahomes for that. I'm taking Tomlin over Andy Reid.
Yeah, Andy Reid is so much more creative.
I would take McVay, Shanahan, and Tomlin over Andy Reid.
I don't.
Okay, he's 1-1 in the Super Bowl. He lost in 2005, so he's been to 2.
Okay. All right. That went off the rails a little bit.
No, he's been to 3. Sorry, the Chiefs have been to 3, right? Or 2 recently. They
lost to Tom Brady.
3 Super Bowls.
They beat San Francisco. Lost to Tampa Bay, beat San Francisco, and then what was the one in 2005? Was that?
I closed it.
That probably was like Donovan McNabb Eagles, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that was was he with Seattle then? Because that was the year Pittsburgh won.
I don't know.
He must not have been a head coach, which is I don't know why they had it on there.
Let's get out of Pittsburgh for a second. I know there will be plenty of good conversation to come from that, but this draft, in my opinion, pretty boring. I know it's tough to follow last year's where you had 5 quarterbacks go in the first.
This was great. It just sucked because you didn't have a pick in the first round.
Well, that is true. So what is so great about this draft then? What are your thoughts?
Underrated draft. I mean, there wasn't that like top prospect that was like a surefire 1 or even 2 or 3, but I think it's deep. I think there's going to be a lot of good players come out of it. I think the receivers will be good.
Dude, so many generational, all these linemen, dude, all these tackles, these big tackles coming out. Yeah. Tackles don't come around that often.
Yeah.
these really good linemen, that center. So yeah, it was boring, especially if you're not that into football and the trenches and all that stuff. It was definitely boring from a commercial standpoint, but as far as teams really getting things they needed and stuff that's going to be rare in the future, I think there was a lot of that.
So what picks do you guys like?
Lockdown corners.
I mean, what looking at it, like, hey, this player who got drafted, I like this pick. I think this is going to be.
I have my draft grades from when I did my other podcast. Let me pull these up.
Dude, Thibodeau, he was like the guy beginning of the year, college football, right? He sat out. He didn't play a lot of the year. He was injured, whatever. He kind of went down in his draft stock, but I'm still with Thibodeau. I think he's going to be an absolute beast. I don't know if Hutchinson's going to be better than him, to be honest. So the Thibodeau pick, I think, was a great pick. I think the Steelers picking Kenny Pickett was a great pick. They stuck to what they were going to do the whole time.
So
right,
what does
Cole?
this do? What does this do? What does this do with Trubisky? Is this a Pickett's going to be starting week 1? Is this a Trubisky that was just insurance and really looking back on it, we don't need it? Is it still Pickett?
I think it's 50-50, but I'm going to lean.
Pickett needs a year to develop.
I think most people will say Pickett because I think they want Pickett to start right away, but I'm going to lean Trubisky. If I had to put money down right now, I'd say Trubisky be the week 1 starter. And if he plays well, that might last the whole year. But I mean, I think
they're going to be able to see before the season starts how bad or good Pickett looks, and then I think they'll gauge it then, and they'll say, okay, Pickett's a little rough. Let's put Trubisky out there and give Pickett more time. But if Pickett is just beating Trubisky in every drill and all the practices, they're just going to put him out there, and Trubisky will just continue to be a backup.
I agree, but I don't think Trubisky's that bad.
Front runner, rookie of the year. Who do we got? I mean, from this class, just throw someone out, a front runner.
Maybe one of those wide receivers.
That's what I think. Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Which wide receiver did you like the most, though, Dylan? One of the Ohio State guys, or Williams, or?
I like.
Did the 49ers get a receiver? Did you guys get a receiver?
Later we did. Yeah.
Later? Okay. Yeah.
So we got a guy from SMU, speedster. I'm sure he's just going to be the next Tyreek Hill. So I'm really excited about that. Going into it, I really liked Olave. I still really like Olave. I will say, my team that had the best draft, I actually think the Jets did a really good job. I think the Jets had a good draft. I think getting Sauce Gardner, lockdown corner, as you mentioned earlier, and then they got Garrett Wilson, who I think is going to be a stud. I really wouldn't be surprised. I think Zach Wilson's better than maybe what people think right now. I know he had a rough year, but I still think Zach Wilson's going to be a good quarterback. And I think if they can keep that team healthy, they have some young other pieces around, and they're develop some of their guys, and I think now they're getting some playmakers in there. I really could see Garrett Wilson, having a really good year. The Wilson to Wilson connection, and so. But those are, I'm huge on the Ohio State receivers. Like, I actually really think they're both going to be really good. It's just tricky because, I don't think it's going to be a quarterback, to be honest. I mean, I don't think that.
Probably.
Well, I think Pickett's the only one that's realistically.
That's what I would say. I mean, unless
season, maybe Ritter, but
Ritter in Atlanta, he's maybe, but
Pickett wins the job.
Yeah.
I think he's got a pretty good chance to win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
It's tough. I mean, a lineman's not going to win it. A defensive lineman's really probably not going to win it unless it's an edge guy.
I think they have offensive and defensive.
So that rules out a lot of those.
Yeah, there is offensive and defensive, I'm pretty sure, as well, Rookie of the Year.
It'll be one of those receivers, or it'll be Pickett, is what I'll say. If I had to pick a receiver, I might go Olave. Honestly, if Michael Thomas misses more time,
yeah,
they got Jameis back. Because Jameson Williams is going to miss some time. I don't love Zach Wilson, but I do agree with what you said. They should The expectation should definitely be higher this year. Like if they go out and win 3 games, it's a complete failure.
It's rough. It's rough. I think they're positioned to win. Maybe
it's the Jets at the end of the day, though. It's a clown show over there, dude. That's the New York Jets. I mean, if there was a team that could mess it up, it's the Jets.
So here's
or the Browns, but the Browns are looking solid. So.
Well, okay.
No, they're not looking solid.
Okay, let's get into this a little bit.
Their roster's insane.
It's not. They have the worst roster.
Opinion. Okay. I have 2 directions I want to go, but I think Rex, we're gonna sit there. Sean Watson. Question 1: how many games does he play this year? Question 2: how good does he play? Like, what are we saying? Like, Deshaun Watson, how much does he move the needle coming from Baker? I mean, and Rex, you're a Baker guy.
Yeah, I like Baker a lot. I wanted Baker to be on the Steelers, which would probably never happen. But I saw a video about comparing Baker Mayfield to a mystery quarterback. The whole video, you didn't know the other quarterback. They compared their height, their stats, their career path, all their injury. They both had an injury in their 3rd year. And they didn't play much, and then they went to a new team the 4th year. Who is the mystery quarterback?
The mystery quarterback.
Who's the mystery quarterback? It's Drew Brees, dude.
Drew Brees.
So
I don't know what type
I'm not
of
writing Baker off yet.
Okay, let's look this through. Drew Brees, one of the most accurate quarterbacks ever. Mayfield, probably one of the least accurate quarterbacks in the entire league. Baker doesn't do a single thing well.
Based on what? Inaccurate based on what? Based on what? What are you basing that on?
That he's put on the field for the last 3 years?
What, winning a playoff game with the Browns? Who else did that?
Man.
Who else did that?
I don't know, man. If you're GM of this, if we each were GM, you could go get maybe Baker Mayfield and build your team around him. We'll see what happens.
I'm telling you, you put Baker in a stable situation. How many coordinators has he had? How many head coaches are we on now? 3 or 4?
I actually do think Baker is overhated right now, but I'm nowhere close to where you're at.
I'm not saying he's going to be a Hall of Famer. I think the Drew Brees comparison is interesting because everyone gave up on Drew Brees when he was on the Chargers.
I think Baker can.
That
was
dumb to give up on him at that point.
Level. I think Baker could get you to that Jimmy G level if he just gets more consistent.
Baker was better than that Jimmy G level the year he went to the playoffs and won a game. He was better than Jimmy G level that year.
Dylan.
I know what he's getting at, and I can't sit here and defend.
I'll defend Jimmy G. I mean, you know what you get with him.
Dude, if I'm the Niners, I'm going for Baker Mayfield right now because they're seeing Trey Lance in training camp. They're scared, dude. They're scared, dude.
First of all,
so that's why they're going to keep the Gabagool. They're keeping the Gabagool around.
Hey, did you see
what you do? You move Trey Lance to running back, and then you put Baker Mayfield as quarterback.
Trey, don't believe any of this stuff.
Did you see that video on
Twitter? The Gabagool.
Of Skip Bayless going down because he's a big. Is he a Cowboy fan or what?
He's a Cowboy fan.
I think I've heard him talk about the Cowboys a few times.
He loves Baker, but he was going down a list of every quarterback he is lower than Baker. He'd rather have Baker than all these quarterbacks, and it was like Dak Prescott. It was like all these guys, and Shannon Sharp was losing his mind. It was so funny. That's what Rex sounds like right now. He'd take Baker.
I can't subscribe to all that, dude. All I said was he's better than Jimmy G. I didn't say he's better than Dak Prescott.
Here's my thing: Cleveland, the Deshaun Watson thing's not going to work out. I'm just telling you right now.
Oh yeah, I'm with you.
This isn't gonna work out. I think
Rex was all in on just mortgaging the future on a guy who's. You don't even know if he's going to be able to play.
I didn't know they were guaranteeing all that money. If I would have never guaranteed all that money, not a chance.
I think
if
this
you
is
can get
Cleveland.
him, yeah, get him.
I think Baker has, I think he kind of got a raw deal. I will say, I think, but at the end of the day, this Deshaun Watson, it's just not. I mean, this is classic Browns. This is classic Browns.
Yeah,
we're just trying.
Baker's definitely not. Yeah.
We're trying to catch.
Baker's definitely not going to be the backup.
And Deshaun, he's probably, I mean, at the minimum, he's probably going to get suspended 4 games just because.
It's got to be more than that. Ben had
I mean,
2
oh, yeah.
accusations against him. Deshaun's got what, 22 or something?
Yeah, 20, 21.
This is my question. How many massage parlors are there in Cleveland? Maybe there's less massage parlors in Cleveland.
No, for
That's
sure.
kind of the hope.
Kind of unrelated, different league, but Trevor Bauer just got 2 full years.
Yeah.
For similar conduct stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I would not be shocked if Deshaun they suspended for an entire year. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah, I don't think he'll play this year. I agree.
Okay. I think he's going to play a little bit.
So now they're going to have
8 games. My guess is 8 games, but could be more. I don't know. But even that, I mean, they're out of the playoffs if he misses 8 games.
I mean, they're out of the playoffs if he plays all 17.
You think?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I don't
yes.
know.
Dude, do you remember how good he was? Do you remember how good Deshaun was before he quit playing?
I guess
It was like Tom Brady, Aaron
He's a top
Rodgers,
5
Pat
quarterback.
Mahomes, Deshaun Watson.
What was Houston though?
That's how good
And
he
you're
was.
going to come back they had nobody around him or whatever, even though they did have.
I mean, they were a playoff team.
What,
like,
Will
2 out of
Fuller
3
the
years or
fifth?
whatever.
They had Will Fuller the fifth?
Well, they had Hopkins, right? He had Hopkins for a
He
season.
did,
Or
and,
2.
yeah, he did have Hopkins. Yeah,
So what?
he had
Seriously,
Hopkins.
what was Houston's record? Like with Deshaun, refresh my memory, and we need to look this up.
I mean, they were like 10-6.
Yeah, actually, I don't remember what their records were. I think they
a
were like
wild
8
card
and 8
team.
type of
I
stuff.
don't think they ever won that division.
I mean,
Yeah,
if
they
Deshaun
did.
Watson, I'm dead serious. I really think, and maybe this is just the Cleveland curse. If he's in that form, which he's not going to be, but if he's still in that form, he's not winning the division. The Browns are not winning that division. I mean, I think
They're the favorite.
Lamar and Burrow are better.
I don't know why they're the favorite.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Because their roster's insane, dude. Their defense is insane. Their offensive line is really good. Their wide receivers,
lost
I mean,
guys.
getting Amari Cooper, he's a legit number 1 receiver.
They've
Jarvis
Amari-
Landry was not a
well,
legit number 1 receiver.
Amari,
Cooper's legit number 1.
he's old and hurt.
I'd rather have OBJ
He's like 26.
than Amari,
I don't know.
and they had OBJ.
We'll see.
I'm saying
Yeah, I mean,
division power rankings coming from a Steelers fan. I'm going Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, Browns.
I would probably
Oh,
put
Browns
the
are
Browns. I would
Dude,
probably put
that's
the
a-
Browns ahead of the Steelers. I'm
The Steelers-
sorry.
The Steelers have a better roster. The only thing you can question is quarterback, and if he misses the whole year, I promise you, we
dude,
will
our
finish ahead of the
offensive
Browns.
line is not better than their offensive line. Our
Okay,
edge
pick
rushers
one
as a
position.
whole are not better. We have one edge rusher that's better, and our other edge rusher is not as good as Jadeveon Clowney. So Miles Garrett and Jadeveon
Clowney's
Clowney are
gone. And
better.
Clowney is
edge
not
rushers.
that good.
Where's Clowney at? Where's Clowney going?
Unsigned. He's unsigned.
He might come back, dude. They might bring him back, especially if they have Clowney. Miles Garrett might
No,
win
if they
defensive
have
player.
room.
He's insane.
They're lucky they got that $1
Miles
million
Garrett-
cap hit for Watson this year because they're paying. They're gonna.
And
Have
they
to-
got,
I heard they're gonna have to pay at least 12 million of
Newsome.
Baker's salary. And they just go out and sign all these shiny things. They overpay on all these big name weapons, and I'm telling you, it's gonna come back to bite them. I mean, it kind of already has because they haven't won
What?
anything yet.
This goes with it. This season coming up, NFL. We're gonna focus on NFL. That's the focus of this episode. What is a bold take? Like, not like something that you're like, man. Like I would have said, okay, this time last year, me saying the Bengals will make the Super Bowl would be a crazy take.
Yeah.
A crazy take. So what is
Yeah.
that?
Yep.
What is that for this upcoming season? Give me that for this season.
I'll let Cole go first.
Can I go second, Rex? You bring it home.
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
had-
I'll go last.
I haven't had a ton of time to think of this, but I don't think I'd bet on it, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Bengals missed the playoffs. I think they're just due for that step back, and they had a lot of things bounce right for them. No injuries last year. Everyone else was beat up. They avoided the COVID stuff. I mean, they almost lost that game to the Titans. They should have lost. They got sacked 9 times. I mean, they did do some great things in the offseason, but I would not be surprised if they win 9 games and miss the playoffs. That'll be my hot take.
It's a good one. My bold take.
Don't say the Niners win it all.
No,
'Cause I've been thinking more. I wouldn't be surprised if the Niners missed the playoffs too.
Okay, first of all, the Niners winning it all is not a bold take. I mean, it's much like the betting
That
odds
is a
on
bold
favorite.
take.
That's the betting odds on.
They have like the same roster.
I don't know who's coming out of the NFC. I think the Las Vegas Raiders are going to make the Super Bowl. That is my crazy.
That's bold. I mean, that's bold
that's
for
my
sure.
bold.
I
Listen,
mean, I can't.
listen. I mean, Carr has weapons. You know, I think he is a very underrated quarterback.
I think there's a higher chance that they miss the playoffs than make the playoffs. And then you're saying not only will they make the playoffs, but they're going to go all the way.
Raiders to the Super Bowl. Listen, the Vegas Raiders, it's just it's set. I think that, you know, it's a bold take. I mean, are the chances extremely slim? Absolutely. I mean, come on, like this is the bold take. But I think Derek Carr is.
I like Carr.
He's a very underrated quarterback. And now you add Davante Adams. You know, they already have some other
Fresno
weapons.
State Raiders.
What's that?
We're talking about the Fresno State Raiders right now.
Yeah, right. You know, I think it's just going to be interesting. Obviously, that division's crazy. You know, adding Russell Wilson to Denver, you already have Kansas City, and then you've got arguably, you know,
I'll say this:
the best quarterback. If you were to start a franchise, you know, tomorrow, with Herbert, so it is tough. It is very tough.
If the Raiders were in the NFC, I think that would still be considered crazy. But that's something that I could see. The
AFC is crazy. The AFC.
I think they got better. I mean, I think they got better from last year, and they were a playoff team. It's just I don't think they kept up with everyone else. I mean, I think they're the 8th or 9th best team.
I just think with Tyreek now in Miami, I think Kansas City has taken a step back. I also think Kelsey's getting older. Kansas City, they need to win. If they're going to win another Super Bowl with Mahomes, they need to do it soon, because the window is closing, and nobody sees this, but the window is closing. So I would honestly say maybe my other bold take is Kansas City is not winning that division. Like they're not going to win.
That's not that bold. I mean, I don't think they will. I could definitely see. I could see them getting third. I don't see them getting last, but
I mean, if you put Kansas City last, now that would be a bold take. I don't.
That's maybe I should do that. I won't do that. I won't bet against Mahomes.
Why? Because they don't have Tyreek Hill? I mean, what else did Matthew? Okay, so they lost Tyrann Mathieu and Tyreek Hill. That's why.
And they're not.
Mahomes is still the best quarterback in the league.
They're flawed.
That's not going to.
I don't know if Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league.
I'm thinking Rodgers.
Oh my goodness, dude. I
don't think Mahomes. I'm not
taking Rodgers. Come on, dude.
I don't know. I don't know if Mahomes is better than Josh Allen.
Before we get too far off track here, next episode, let's all come with our AFC power rankings.
Okay.
I mean, because that'd be great content.
Rex, I know Mahomes is flashy. He's a Super Bowl champion. We got to put respect on his name.
He's not flashy. He's good.
If he didn't do the no-look passes, I don't think we would think he was as good as he is.
No, if he didn't throw for as many yards and touchdowns as he does, I wouldn't think he was as good.
Listen, I don't know.
Allen is the new guy they're trying to push. Everyone's Josh Allen. He's 6'5". He runs. They run a freaking heavy set for him so he can run.
I don't think.
What has Allen done yet? He's lost playoff games.
I know you're going to say that, and that's
let him do something. Let him do something. Then I'll give him his respect. Mahomes has already done it. 2 MVPs and a Super Bowl.
He's about to do something this year. Watch. If they don't win the Super Bowl, I'll be pretty surprised.
Well, let's let him do it. Then let's say he's better than Mahomes. But how are you going to say he's better when he hasn't done anything to prove that he's better?
That's the only thing that's the tiebreaker for me right now. Because I honestly think
Mahomes head-to-head beat him.
I'd rather have – okay, there's so many other factors than the 2 players on the field.
It's about to be the same thing. Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback, but Tom Brady's more accomplished. Josh Allen is a better quarterback, but Mahomes is more accomplished. Like what?
Facts.
Head-to-head – of course you agree with that. Head-to-head, who wins the game? Who wins the game historically? Mahomes.
I think right now Allen's the better player, but I'll take it's 1A, 1B for me. I'll take Mahomes because he's won stuff, because he's proven he can win. But I think right now, just in terms of their play in a vacuum, I think I'd rather have Allen. He's more efficient. Mahomes makes a lot of mistakes.
He does.
He gets away with it. He's got interception luck. Yeah,
bro,
you know what I'm talking about.
Mahomes, you watch
short-term memory, dude.
No,
good,
no, not short-term memory.
He's good, but he's not.
Do you not remember around week 5 or 6 last year when the Patriots went and beat the Bills and all they did was run and threw like one pass with Mac Jones?
Because there was like
everyone. Josh Allen wins that game. Josh Allen isn't the guy. Remember that?
Like negative 30.
Josh Allen isn't the guy. The beginning of the year last year, everyone was not on the Josh Allen train. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying Everyone just changes their opinions based on the most recent thing that happens without remembering the whole story. The whole story was at the beginning of the year through to about the middle part of the year, everyone was not really on the Josh Allen train. And then he did have a really good end of the year and really good playoff games. And that was impressive. And then now everyone's like, oh, let's make Josh Allen the best player, the best quarterback in the NFL.
Well, no.
I don't want to forget about all that.
No,
People are
I think
allowed to
Mahomes-
improve.
I think it's a
Has
mixture.
been
I mean,
just as
Josh Allen's young. I would say the same thing about Justin Herbert. I mean, you could say Justin Herbert's never even, didn't even make the playoffs, and they were in that weird game that they would have tied.
That's why I would never say he's better than Patrick Mahomes.
Well, I know that. I get that. But I'm saying that when you're looking at, all I'm saying is with Mahomes is great. I don't have a problem with that. I think that you are underestimating the effect of Tyreek Hill leaving that offense.
Yes.
I think you're underestimating that.
I don't care about wide resivers. Quarterbacks make wide receivers. Wide receivers don't make quarterbacks.
No, Rex.
Dude, Davante Adams is going to be a nobody this year. I'm telling you.
What?
Valdez Scantling. Dude, no. Davante Adams I could care less. I wouldn't give him $10 million. I would not overpay for Davante Adams for a second if I was
$10 million?
I don't care, dude. I don't care. Valdez Scantling, whatever guy they put in there, Rodgers is going to throw seeds to him through 4 defenders. He's going to have a bunch of touchdowns and yards. Now we're going to say he's the best wide receiver in the league.
Valdez
Same
Scantling's
thing.
in Kansas City, first of
Mahomes
all.
still has McCole Hardman, dude. Mahomes still has McCole Hardman, who's maybe just as fast as Tyreek. Now he's got Juju, so he has a physical receiver. Quarterbacks make wide receivers.
I do. Well, okay.
How much did you care about Cooper Kupp when Jared Goff threw to him? How much did you care when Jared Goff threw to Cooper Kupp?
I think you're right that quarterbacks do. I think it's like 75% quarterback, 25% receiver.
No. I disagree. I do think now if you're saying what's more valuable, yes.
If you stick Antonio Brown on some team with a bum quarterback, no one would ever even know his name.
See,
because he played with
Give Antonio Brown. AB's never going to catch him.
Here's my rebuttal to that. One is we're seeing it right now with Deebo Samuel. I mean, he is a great quarterback, and he's a great wide receiver, and he doesn't have a great quarterback. And Jimmy
He's basically a running back
because he plays a different role. He's 50%.
No, it's
like
not
a running back.
Space. Yeah, he doesn't have to run any routes.
No, it's not. See, people say that because they just see it. I watch every single 49er game. He runs the ball a lot, but
I know he's good, but
there's
saying
so many more receiving
I don't know
things.
if
Give Aaron Rodgers Deebo
he's
Samuel.
not as correlated
See what
to
happens
the
then.
quarterback.
No, I know.
these other
I
guys.
agree with you. I'm saying that, yes, a quarterback is significant, but I don't think that if you put a receiver with a terrible quarterback, then no one would ever hear of them. I don't agree with that. I mean, I think
it's not going to do that much, dude.
I mean,
The only argument for Davante Adams is that Derek Carr is a good quarterback, so he'll still be able to get Davante Adams the ball.
Yeah,
That's why I'm not that worried. But Davante Adams, I'm telling you, he's going to slowly this year. By the end of the year, we're going to not be saying he's the best wide receiver in the NFL because there's going to be another guy that has a better quarterback throwing to him who's going to have a better year.
We'll see.
Aaron Rodgers made a lot more of Davante Adams' career than Davante did for Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers made Jordy Nelson. He made all these guys. Davante Adams was just another one in the list.
What about Randy Moss?
I agree, but that doesn't mean that you take Adams away now and Adams is suddenly
Megatron, Randy Moss.
What about Calvin Johnson?
I'm not saying he's a bum. I'm saying his effect isn't that much. I'm saying if I'm like a GM and I'm trying to disperse out my payroll with the salary cap, the thing I'm going to care about the least is a running back. I mean, just put freaking anybody back there. It doesn't really matter. Running backs are pointless. And then next thing is really like wide receivers. My main importance is I'm going to spend money on my offensive line, edge rushers, obviously quarterback's number one. But literally, you can give me like a freaking midget football player at running back, and we'll still make it work.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that wide receivers are drastically overpaid. And I do think when you're looking at the cap breakdown, I think that, wide receiver right now behind quarterback, it's the second highest paid position. And I think that there is a degree of, I do think they are, like, I'm in the camp as a 49er fan. I do not want to pay Deebo Samuel 35, 40 million a year, I think that's
bankrupt your team's future.
I think that's outrageous.
Okay. The things
you pay Quentin Nelson that much money.
The specific things Rex was saying earlier, crazy. That's ridiculous. The stuff, $10 million, whatever that was. I mean, that's insane. But for the most part, I actually do agree with you. because I was just thinking about this a couple weeks ago, and I was talking to my cousin about it. I think the wide receiver market is so screwed up that they are kind of becoming the new running back, where they're going to be seen as replaceable because there's so many good ones coming out of the draft every year, and they can be easily replaced. They are overpaid right now.
Yeah,
but I'm not. I wouldn't say that Davante Adams, no one's going to know his name by the end of the year. I mean, that's crazy. But would I pay him the $30 million and then also trade the 2 first-round picks for him? Probably not. But I do agree with the general
that's what
sentiment.
bad teams do to try to be good.
They are overpaid.
The Raiders are a bad team. So what they're trying to do to be good is go get someone like Davante Adams. The Packers, they always put together a good roster. They know they would rather spend their money on a few good linebackers or a good offensive lineman or a good DB.
You give the Packers team
or one of those things, and then they'll just throw in another wide receiver. It doesn't matter who you put out there for Aaron Rodgers. Doesn't matter that much.
That's why I think they've had that mentality for so long.
Aaron Rodgers
that's
could
why
throw
they've
me
fallen
open
short.
if I was in the NFL.
I think they've had the mentality for way too long. Imagine what Rodgers could have been if you just could have got him someone else other than Davante Adams for the last couple of years. I mean, they always just neglected that position because they had that mentality. They're like, we'll just throw him whoever and he can make him into something. Like, they almost always led the league in drops. It was just, imagine if Rodgers didn't have to carry so much to load himself. Now we're getting into the Rodgers debate, but that'll be for another episode.
Rex, I don't think we got a little distracted. I'm not sure if you gave your hot take or your bold take, not hot take, your bold take.
I pretty much just did that. Davante Adams.
I mean, that
nobody by the end of the year. I mean, that was
just throwing out hot takes.
Unintentionally, I guess, my hot take.
I mean,
but mine was going to be more like probably Matt Ryan is going to suck with the Colts. But also, to be honest with you, the more I think about that one, I could actually see him being all right, kind of like a Phillip Rivers situation. Is he going to win it for him? No. I think the Colts were the number 1 team to get Baker Mayfield. They would have got a young dude. Their roster's really good around him.
I'd rather have Matt Ryan.
I agree with Dylan.
I would rather have Matt Ryan.
Really?
I know because I'm with you. The Colts are doing this really interesting strategy where they're just kind of a rent a quarterback, and they've been doing it for the last 6 years, and it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
But I would take Matt. You're maybe getting too. I don't know how much Matt Ryan's got left. So I understand that Baker, you'd have him for longer, but I would say right now they're the favorite to win their division, especially with AJ Brown leaving Tennessee. And I mean, I personally
Tennessee's a joke, dude. Your best players are running back. Sorry, I'm not worried about you.
I mean, I think Malik Willis, he's going to end up starting. I mean, Tannehill's going to get benched at some point this season. I don't know when it is, but he's going to.
Yeah. I mean, you saw the thing that came out. He still hasn't really mentally recovered from the 3-interception game. Yeah. That's because he was in a situation he shouldn't have been in. We forgot that this was Ryan Tannehill here who was playing quarterback.
I know. Are you talking about Tannehill?
Yeah, I'm talking about Tannehill. We somehow forgot that they tried to make Ryan Tannehill a starting quarterback on a playoff team.
I know.
Do we not remember how bad he was in Miami? Like, Ryan Tannehill's a joke.
He's single-handedly they should have beat Cincinnati in the playoff. I mean, he single-handedly lost in that game. So I think that Matt Ryan, I would rather have, if I'm the Colts, I think they're better with Matt Ryan than Baker, and Baker's too much of a wild card to know what we're getting. I would disagree.
We do know what we're getting.
I think Matt Ryan,
if he has a left arm that works, we're going to get at least the average quarterback, potentially better.
I think Matt Ryan's better than that.
On the high end.
I actually think Matt
Ryan.
What
did Matt Ryan do last year? He was really bad last year.
Yeah.
The Falcons are a total dumpster fire.
Yeah. I mean, I
couldn't even. I am a huge NFL fan, and I could not name their starting receiver after Ridley went down. I mean,
they have to be.
I don't know any of them.
Front runner to go 0-17. I mean, I don't see.
They're a bottom 3 team, 100%. I could definitely see them first.
Which is why I don't understand the Ritter draft, because just with Ritter, you're still going to go 1-16, 2-15. Just wait and get CJ Stroud or Bryce Young.
To be fair, it was 3rd round, not the end of the world.
I know, but I'm just like,
At least it wasn't a first.
I'm just like, hey man, you guys are going to be in the CJ Stroud sweepstakes or the Bryce Young sweepstakes. So
they will 100%.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to be honest. What vibe I'm getting from Desmond Ritter right now? This is the vibe I'm getting from Desmond Ritter. And when he was at Cincinnati, I really didn't respect him at all. But this is the vibe I'm getting now, because I really thought he sucked. I'm really I'm feeling a Russell Wilson type of vibe from Desmond Ridder right now, because all these teams are seeing something. There's a lot of teams that actually wanted him as a value pick in these later rounds.
Yeah.
I'm getting a Russell Wilson vibe from Desmond Ridder.
He was the second quarterback taken, right? He went before.
Yeah. Before Malik Willis, that's for sure.
Before Malik Willis, he was the second. Yeah, I don't know what to think of Ridder. I have no idea. I'm just saying that they're going to be drafting a quarterback again next year. More than likely. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe you like.
They'll be
Ridder.
able to. That's the thing.
Right. They'll be able.
They'll definitely be able to, no matter what. That's the thing right now.
Well, let's say this: Ridder's going to get his chance this year. Mariota will be hurt by the third snap of the game, and Ridder will play. So they're going to know what they have in Ridder.
Yeah, right.
And you know, if he turns out like
Right.
Davis Mills, and like we want to give him another year, then maybe they won't draft a quarterback.
Yeah.
But if they pick first,
is that what the Texans are doing? They're going with Davis Mills long term.
Well,
I actually think Davis Mills wasn't terrible last year. He's very under the radar.
I'll tell you what, that's the guy that puts his neck on the line for his team, dude.
Davis Mills, he's just a game.
That's the guy that puts his neck on the line for his team.
Why? Because his neck's like 2 feet long.
Because that's how he plays. That's his play style.
Oh, it wasn't a neck joke.
What were you saying about Davis Mills, Dylan? That was a neck joke, yeah.
I was saying he was very under the radar of last year's rookie quarterbacks. Davis Mills actually had some decent numbers. And so I'm excited for, to see Davis Mills year 2 and see if he could be that dark horse, that rookie class. I mean, everyone's playing for second behind Trey Lance, but I'm excited to see.
Well, you mean at running back?
Yeah. Well, hey, we gotta wrap up. We got a big Penguins game here on at 7, but wanted to just give, a little bit of perspective of what this podcast is. So again, Dylan, Rex, Cole, we just wanted to feel like, honestly, you're just with the fellas talking sports. Everyone's got crazy takes. Everyone has crazy opinions. And hopefully as you're listening to this, even in this first episode, you thought that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. And it kind of makes you mad, but you're like, at the same time, I just want to jump in the conversation. We just want it to be laid back, nothing scripted. We don't want to just regurgitate what you're going to hear on ESPN or what you're going to hear on, First Take. I guess that's still ESPN, but whatever, we just want
Undisputed.
How about Unscripted? How is that for a name? Unscripted Sports. Like, I don't know. You have.
I was thinking. Well, I thought we were pretty hammered down on locker room talk sports.
Okay, I can make the.
I guess everyone watching, you'll see the name that we end up using because
I'm asking
you're going to be watching this on our channel, so you'll see the name we end up at. But that's what we're going between.
The name can be changed,
and that's another thing too.
We don't know. We don't know. But go ahead, Rex.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say?
That's another thing too. You were talking about Dylan. Maybe they want to hop in the conversation. Do that. Leave some comments.
Yep.
We don't have social media yet for this, so I can't direct you to an Instagram page or something to go, try to talk there. But if you want to leave some comments on this and tell us where we were right, where we were wrong, or if I said something dumb, I would greatly appreciate that.
We just feel like at the end of the day, you're with the guys, you're talking sports, and everyone's got crazy opinions and crazy takes. And, we're just kind of fans first. And that's what we want to do. We just want to provide that. And just sometimes the best debates get started when someone says something crazy. So maybe we're that, maybe we just are the match that lights the fire of crazy sports takes, but we just wanted to be laid back, talk about different things. We love, a lot of different sports, obviously. So it's not just football. Today was football heavy, but who won the Boston game, by the way, for Boston Bucks? Do we have
I don't know.
I'm away from my TV. It's tough to say we're big sports guys.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
A score in the playoff.
Milwaukee won by 2.
Milwaukee won by 2.
Okay.
But
yeah, we're definitely baseball, basketball, football, any type of sports, anything going on in sports.
Anything but
we're
soccer.
Always keeping up with.
Rex,
yeah,
does
we can't
Rose
say
win
much
big
about
tonight?
soccer. Yeah.
Soccer's the worst.
What'd you say, Dylan?
Does Rose win big tonight? UFC?
Oh, Rose Namajunas?
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, she's a beast.
It should be good. So
yeah, I think that's a good point, Dylan, of how to describe it is we don't have any script. We don't have any people above us telling us what needs to be talked about on this show.
mm-hmm.
We're not planning this out beforehand. So this is the same type of conversation we would just have anyways. We do this all the time anyways, just for fun because we enjoy it.
Yep.
So, and with those shows that are scripted out, you don't get fun topics like me saying Baker Mayfield should go to the 49ers, or just topics. There's all the talking points that those big shows have. Every day they're all handed down their talking points. Every show has the same talking points with slight variation.
Yeah.
So you're not going to hear any of these other things, these other ideas that, you know, could be thrown around. You're just going to hear the same talking points on every channel you flip to for sports.
That's good. That's good. Try to keep each episode around an hour. You know, we can't promise segment length. You know, some things we may talk about for a while, some things we may just kind of clip through. But yeah, this is kind of the pilot episode. We'll see where it goes from here. Thanks for giving a listen, and you know, we'll be back next week. So anything you guys want to say to wrap up? Cole, Rex, parting words?
Let's go Pens, baby.
Let's go Pens. Good luck.
Yeah, not really. Other than if any of the actual athletes we talked about saw this and I called you trash, I'm sorry. It's not personal. It's just a show. So.
They got thick skin. They have to have thick skin.
Yeah, they got thick skin. Well, not LeBron, but we'll talk about that another time.
Oh gosh. Okay. Good segue into the future. All right.
Yeah.
Have a good night, fellas.